Good evening and welcome to the Black Business Project. I'm your host, Catrice. Let's get into it.
It's a Black Business Project.
More than a TV show, we're a movement, informing and connecting, building our community. Beyond the Gulf Coast, coast to coast. Black owned, everything black owned. More than a TV show, we're a movement, informing and connecting, building our community. Beyond the Gulf Coast, coast to coast. Black owned, everything black owned.
It's a Black Business Project. It's a Black Business Project.
Black owned, everything black owned.
It's a Black Business Project. It's a Black Business Project.
Black owned, everything black owned. Everything black owned.
Welcome back. Let's get started. Now for your community focus. And tonight we're going to discuss Black businesses in America, the economic power and the challenges. Across the United States, Black entrepreneurs continue to build businesses that shape culture, drive innovation, and strengthen communities. From restaurants to retail stores, to tech startups and healthcare services, Black businesses are vital to the American economy. Yet despite their impact, many Black entrepreneurs still face barriers that make business ownership difficult. Tonight on the Black Business Project, we take a closer look at Black businesses in America, the power, the progress, and the challenges ahead. The economic impact. Black businesses represent one of the most powerful engines for economic empowerment in the United States. Today, there are millions of Black-owned businesses nationwide, contributing billions of dollars to the American economy each year. These businesses create jobs, build generational wealth, and provide essential services in communities that have historically been underserved. But the impact goes beyond economics. Black entrepreneurs also influence culture, innovation, and global trends, from fashion to music to technology and media. When Black businesses succeed, entire communities benefit. The challenge. Despite their contributions, Black entrepreneurs often face obstacles that other business owners do not. One of the most significant barriers is access to capital. Many Black business owners report difficulty securing loans, investors, or startup funding. Another challenge is access to networks and mentorships, which can limit opportunities for partnerships and growth. Additionally, Black businesses sometimes struggle with visibility and marketing resources, making it harder to reach larger markets. These challenges are not new, but continue to shape the landscape of Black entrepreneurship today. The rise of Black entrepreneurship. Despite these challenges, Black entrepreneurship is rising. Across the country, more Black professionals are launching startups, building brands, and creating innovative solutions to community problems. Digital platforms and social media have also opened new doors, allowing entrepreneurs to reach customers around the world. From e-commerce brands to media companies, a new generation of Black business leaders are redefining what success looks like, and many are doing it with a mission. Not just building wealth, but building community impact. The story of Black business in America is one of resilience, creativity, and determination. The future is being shaped by entrepreneurs who refuse to be limited by barriers. As more communities support Black-owned businesses, the potential for economic transformation continues to grow. Because when Black businesses thrive, America thrives. And that is why this story matters. This is the Black Business Project. We'll be right back after these messages. This concludes your community focus. We'll be right back after these messages.
Group economics is about harnessing the strength of our community to create opportunities for everyone. It's not just about spending money locally. It's about empowering each other with knowledge and financial literacy. Group economics is about building trust and collaboration. It's all about recognizing the talents and skills within our community and leveraging them for the benefit of all. Join Bantu Cola in the promotion of group economics and let's financially flourish together. When our community practices group economics, something incredible is happening. It's a movement that's changing lives and building a brighter future for us all. Join the movement. Embrace group economics. Together, we can create a stronger, more resilient community where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Because when we invest in each other, we invest in our future. And y'all, the kids are the future. Let's make sure they have what they need. When we come together, we can achieve so much more. By supporting each other's businesses, we're reinvesting in our community. Together, we're making dreams a reality.
Welcome back. And now for your cultural and historical segment.
Good evening. Hip-hop is one of the most powerful cultural forces the world has ever seen. Born in Black and brown communities, it reshaped music, fashion, language, politics, and global identity. But today, many are asking a difficult question. Has hip-hop lost its way? Tonight, we're not here to romanticize the past or attack the present. We're here to tell the truth about what hip-hop used to be, how it changed, and what it needs to become if it's going to survive as culture, not just content. What hip-hop used to be. Hip-hop was born out of necessity. In the 1970s and 80s, Black and brown communities were facing disinvestment, aggressive policing, failing schools, and limited economic opportunity. Hip-hop emerged not as entertainment, but as expression. It was the voice of the people who had been ignored. MCs didn't rap for clout, they rapped to document life. DJs created sound systems because there were no stages. Breakdancers turned sidewalks into arenas. Graffiti turned public walls into protests. Hip-hop was community-driven. Lyricism mattered. Message mattered. Artists like KRS-One, Rakim, Queen Latifah, Public Enemy, Nas, Tupac used hip-hop as journalism, education, and warning. Even when the stories were violent or painful, they came with context. They asked questions. They challenged systems. They spoke truth. Hip-hop wasn't perfect, but it was purposeful. But culture doesn't exist in a vacuum. And as hip hop grew, so did the interests surrounding it. How hip hop changed. As hip hop gained global popularity, corporations took notice. What began as a cultural movement became a multi-billion-dollar industry. And with that shift came new priorities. Profit replaced purpose. Virality replaced value. The industry learned that controversy sells, trauma sells, excess sells. And slowly, hip-hop's most extreme images were elevated, not because they told the deepest truths, but because they generated the fastest returns. Violence became aesthetic. Misogyny became marketing. Self-destruction became branding. Algorithms, not communities, began deciding which voices were amplified. This doesn't mean today's artists are less talented or less intelligent. It means they're operating in a system that rewards the most sensational version of Black expression, while often ignoring balance, growth, and accountability. Hip-hop didn't just evolve, it was reshaped. So the question isn't whether hip-hop is good or bad today. The real question is, who is it serving and at what cost? What hip-hop needs to be again. Hip-hop doesn't need to go backward. It needs to remember. It needs to return to truth over trend, where stories were told with context, not just shock value. It needs accountability, not censorship, and understanding that words shape identity and cultures shape community. Hip-hop must rebalance itself. There should be room for celebration and creativity, but also room for reflection, education, and healing. Ownership matters. Independent platform matters. Local voices matter. And perhaps most importantly, cultural memory matters. A culture that forgets its elders, its origin, and its responsibility loses its direction. Hip-hop was never just music. It was, and still can be, a tool. Hip-hop didn't fail. It was used. And now it stands at a crossroads. It can remain a product, optimized for clicks and consumption, or it can reclaim its role as a cultural force, one that tells the full story of Black life, not just the most profitable parts. The next era of hip-hop won't be saved by nostalgia. It will be saved by intention, and that responsibility belongs to the artist, platforms, executives, and the audience itself. I'm 𝐿𝐴. This is the Black Business Project.
And this concludes your cultural and historical segment. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages.
What if the next CEO came from your neighborhood? At Lemonade Stand Bootcamp, we're teaching the next generation how to lead, earn, and grow. From financial literacy to leadership and entrepreneurship, our youth learn real skills to build real success. We're not just building businesses, we're building the future. Join the movement. Be the bootstraps. Lemonade Stand Bootcamp, empowering youth, building leaders, changing communities, being the bootstrap. For more information, visit lemonadestandbootcamp.com.
In a community that's rich with hues and shades, it's time to address a challenge that often lurks the shadows away: colorism. We are beautiful no matter what shade of brown we are. Let's stop colorism. Together, let's break the barriers of colorism and build bridges of acceptance. Join Bantu Cola, where we're actively working to eradicate colorism. Visit our website to discover how you can be part of the movement where diversity in all its shades are celebrated. Celebrating blackness in every hue by eliminating colorism.
Welcome back. And now for your business success segment. Across the United States, millions of people dream to start their own business. This vision is powerful. They know that it will create financial independence and even ownership. And it will also give the ability to build something that lasts. But turning an idea into a real business is where many dreams stall. Not because of the lack of talent, but because the path from vision to reality can feel overwhelming. Tonight on the Black Business Project, we will take a closer look at what it really takes to start a business and the 3 core steps to move entrepreneurs from idea to exception. The dream versus reality. Every successful business begins the same way, with an idea. Millions of Americans consider starting a business each year, yet only a small percentage ever take the first step. The reasons vary. It could be fear of failure, lack of resources, uncertainty about where to begin. And for many inspired entrepreneurs, the dream is clear, the roadmap is not. But when we break down the process, the path of starting a business becomes far more practical. It begins with understanding the problem your business is solving. Step 1, the problem. Most successful businesses don't start with products. They start with problems. A barbershop exists because people need grooming services. A cleaning company exists because people need help maintaining their homes or offices. A marketing agency exists because businesses need visibility. Behind every successful company is a simple question. What problem are you solving? When entrepreneurs clearly define that problem, everything else becomes easier to build. The product becomes clearer, the customer becomes clearer, and the business begins to shape. This step is often overlooked, but it is one of the most important foundations for any enterprise, because businesses that solve real problems are businesses that people support. Step 2, build a simple plan. Once the problem is identified, the next step is turning the idea into a plan. Not a complicated business thesis, just a clear framework. Who is the customer? What is the product or service you will provide? How will people find your business? How will the business generate revenue? Many aspiring entrepreneurs get stuck at this stage. They believe that they need perfect conditions before they can begin. But in reality, many businesses started with something much simpler. A one-page plan, a small business budget, and a clear understanding of the opportunity. Planning does not require perfection. It requires direction. And direction turns into action. Step 3, starting small. Perhaps the biggest misconception of entrepreneurship is that you need to have a lot of money to start. But many successful businesses begin with far less than people think. Many started with a skill or a service or a small online store. Some started with a kitchen table, some in a garage, some entirely online. Starting small allows entrepreneurs to test their ideas, build customers, and refine their service over time. What separates entrepreneurs from dreamers isn't access to massive resources. It's the willingness to take the first step, because once the business begins, momentum follows. Why entrepreneurship matters. Entrepreneurship is more than personal success. It is about economic power. It's about small businesses creating jobs. It's also about circulating dollars locally. Entrepreneurship builds long-term wealth in communities. When new entrepreneurs launch businesses, they contribute to the economic future of the place they live. And that impact extends far beyond a single storefront. The journey from vision to reality may not happen overnight, but every successful business begins with a decision. Define the problem, build a simple plan, and start right where you are. Because every company you see today started with an idea and someone willing to bring it to life. We'll be right back after these messages. This concludes your business success segment. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages.
In a community that's rich with hues and shades, it's time to address a challenge that often lurks the shadows away: colorism. We are beautiful no matter what shade of brown we are. Let's stop colorism. Together, let's break the barriers of colorism and build bridges of acceptance. Join Bantu Cola, where we're actively working to eradicate colorism. Visit our website to discover how you can be part of the movement where diversity in all its shades are celebrated. Celebrating blackness in every hue by eliminating colorism.
Welcome back. And finally, your Money Minute.
Imagine if every dollar spent in the Black community had the power to build wealth, create jobs, and strengthen our neighborhoods. Right now, so much of our money leaves our hands the moment we spend it, flowing into institutions that don't reinvest in us. But what if we changed that pattern? That is the vision behind Black economics. And it is exactly what organizations like Black Economics 101 are dedicated to achieving. So, what exactly is Black economics? It's more than personal finance. It's the study and practice of how Black people, families, and communities create, circulate, and build wealth. It's about understanding where our money goes, how it's used, and how we can harness it to build long-term power. One of the key ideas promoted by Black Economics 101 is group economics. The idea that when we intentionally support each other's businesses, banks, and institutions, we create a multiplier effect that benefits everyone. Every dollar we keep circulating within our community strengthens our schools, our families, and our collective future. But we can't ignore the barriers. For generations, Black Americans have faced structural obstacles, from redlining and discriminatory lending to unequal access to capital and property. These aren't just history lessons. They're the reason wealth inequality persists today. That is why Black Economics 101 doesn't just talk about the problem. It provides tools and training. They teach financial literacy, entrepreneurship, home ownership, and collective investment, giving individuals and organizations the knowledge to build wealth and pass it down. Because wealth isn't just about money. It's about freedom, stability, and opportunity. With this, marching and protesting can spark awareness. But economic power is what makes change last. When we own our own property, control capital, and support our own institutions, we can gain leverage in business, in politics, and in society. So how can you start? You can start by supporting Black-owned businesses and banks, by learning and teaching economic literacy, by pooling resources to invest collectively, and by demanding policies that promote fairness and opportunity for everyone. Black economics isn't just about surviving. It's about thriving. It's about rewriting the rules of wealth together.
And that concludes your Money Minute. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please drop it below. Bantu Cola has quite a few events coming up in the next couple of months. So please take a look at our event segment so that you can put it on your calendar. And finally, if you have a story to tell, or if you'd like to learn more about how you can advertise with the Black Business Project, please go to our website, bantucola.com/TBBP. There you'll find all the information and the applications available for you to register and sign up with us. Until next time, stay connected and stay informed.